Hi, this is Alex Kerns, and this is a video about my recent trip to Berlin with the Capital University Music Technology program. Until now, I had never been overseas to a different continent before. This was a new experience to me, and everything stuck out. Seeing what life is like on a different side of the planet felt alien to me, and this is a document of some things I observed during my visit. Immediately outside the airport, public transportation was waiting for us, which I learned is something greatly implemented for German citizens and tourists alike. The metro, tram, and bus systems throughout not just Berlin, but the entirety of Germany are truly some of the best in the world. German metro is modern, convenient, and extremely effective, especially considering how small the European countries are. You can take a public bus or metro to the Hauptbahnhof, which is the central station, and consequentially board a train to take you to another major city in typically 2 hours or so. The thought of this idea in the United States is practically unheard of. The convenience factor of the German public transportation systems draws the majority of German systems to avoid owning a car and use public transportation, bicycle, or just walking to get where they need to be in daily life. Even late at night, the train stations are occupied with people commuting from place to place. While using any form of public transportation in Berlin, it's virtually impossible to avoid seeing graffiti around the city. Most of it is done around the train stations and the metro lines, easily seen by the passengers on board. This graffiti job is a good example of the prevalence of both graffiti and public transportation in Germany. The metro, trams, and buses are bustling every day, and these forms of transportation have become an integral part of life here. This picture shows a man from a Berlin suburb sleeping on his train ride into the city with his bike, which is common for locals to take with them on the metro. Having to take the tram or metro everywhere forced us to walk around more than we would have if we were to take a cab straight to our destinations. But it allowed us to see a lot more of the small details about the buildings, people, and atmosphere of Germany. I feel like walking everywhere was much more conducive to getting a more authentic experience. The other aspect of Germany that I really enjoyed was the architecture, sculpture, and art. These three things seemed to culminate together into every building and structure we saw while we were there. Something beautiful about modern Germany is the juxtaposition between modern and historical structures. Following some wars and destruction of certain parts of Germany, there were many buildings which were completely demolished and some still standing. For this reason, nowadays you will see both modern and historical buildings alike, sometimes even side by side, and that was an experience I had never truly seen like this before. All of these older German structures were meticulously designed and built, making them intricate buildings that were no longer built in the modern day. Some of these buildings we saw are older than our own country. These buildings were just a small reason why my trip to Germany was an exciting and educational experience that I am truly glad to have been a part of.